Say hello to the 2019 TVS Apache RR 310. This is the updated version of TVS's most premium and flagship motorcycle in India. Now on the face of it, of course, it doesn't look all that different. It's the same motorcycle, same mechanicals, everything is the same. But if you look closer, you'll find that there are a couple of changes. First of all, this one here comes with gloss paint finish instead of the matte one that was offered on the old bike. And then there are also these racing stripes. So on the cosmetic front, that's about it. But there is also one mechanical change to the package, and that is the addition of a slipper clutch to this motorcycle. Now, however small that change be, TVS claims that this motorcycle feels a lot different to ride, the riding experience is enhanced, it feels more confident and smoother, and they're also saying that this slipper clutch is designed by their racing team. Now to find out how much of a difference this slipper clutch or the new gloss paint scheme makes, we are going to ride it at the Madras racetrack in Chennai, and let's see how different is it to the earlier version without slipper clutch. Before we get on with the riding experience, let's take a look at this new paint scheme. I for one definitely prefer this over the matte paint of the old bike. Now of course, the matte finish gave the RR 310 a stealthy look, but this new color scheme with those contrasting white racing stripes has an unmistakable sheen and it stands out. Also, maintaining matte paint requires more effort, so if you're lazy, the gloss paint finish will make your life easier for sure. Now a new paint job along with the addition of a slipper clutch sounds quite underwhelming at first, but TVS has been silently improving the Apache RR 310 over the past few months based on the feedback it received from its customers. A couple of weeks ago, TVS rolled out free updates for existing RR 310 bikes, which included an ECU update, beefier bar and weights, and a new chain roller. All minor changes, but they result in a more refined package, says TVS. And to be honest, it's quite evident when you ride the new version, because it's markedly more refined and smoother. Sure, the 312cc single-cylinder motor still springs to life in a gruff manner, but once you open the throttle, it becomes smoother. Vibrations are still very much felt in the handlebar though, but the body panels, especially the tank, felt properly bolted together on our test bikes as I couldn't hear them rattling, which wasn't the case with the old bike. Performance-wise, the engine's behavior is exactly the same as before. That means it has got great low-end torque with a flat mid-range followed by a very strong top end. And no matter where you ride this bike, city, highways or on a racetrack, the Apache RR 310 is plenty fast for all kinds of settings. Taking corners on the RR 310 continues to be a thoroughly enjoyable affair. Thanks to its top cycle parts, a trailing frame, beefy 41mm KYB front fork and a monoshock at rear, the RR 310 has always been a very fun and forgiving motorcycle to ride hard. Thankfully, that hasn't changed with the new bike. The fun factor is still intact and the composure with which it leans in and out of corners is praiseworthy indeed. Having said that, it's not a pure track tool. While the suspension feels taut, you can sense it's not firm enough for hardcore track riding. The Michelin tyres aren't cut out for high-speed cornering as well, and the feedback is quite inert. However, having towed on the very same tyres with the old bike, I'd say that they are quite good in normal riding conditions. The brakes are also very strong, but the front lever still lacks feedback. As for the new addition, that is the slipper clutch, it works really well. There is no wheel hopping or fishtailing even when you downshift clumsily. Apart from this, TVS says that the slipper clutch makes the clutch action lighter by around 20% in the RR 310. So in city riding, it will be quite helpful. That said, we can't comment if the stalling issues, which we regularly faced with our long-term bike in the past, have been fixed in the new bike. That's something which needs to be validated later on when we get to ride the new bike in traffic. As I said in the beginning, this is not an all-new motorcycle. Same engine, same chassis, same suspension setup. Everything is exactly the same apart from the addition of a slipper clutch. And after riding the bike for around 10 to 12 laps at the track, if I have to be honest, I don't think it makes a world of a difference, that slipper clutch. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because the RR 310 is already a very good package. I mean, we have lived with this bike for over a year and we know how capable this bike is. And the absolute best part is this new update with this new color scheme, a slipper clutch and those racing stripes, it's only 3,000 more than the existing model. And on top of that, the existing RR 310 owners can also upgrade their bike and fit a slipper clutch to their motorcycle. So overall, I think TVS has done a good job here, but of course you'd expect the changes to be more significant. But at the end of the day, when the package is so complete like this, I don't think what else can you do. So for me, the RR 310 is still one of the best in the segment.